Why hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm Puree, by the way, and I'm here to talk about coordinating because this was a thing that came up months ago actually, and I just never really got to it. But we're gonna be talking about how I coordinate things. I'm gonna just get the elephant out of the room. Yes, I have curlers in, and they're done very terribly because I've never used them before and I'm learning. Also, my hair is kind of like in layers still a little bit. I'm trying to grow them out, and my hair is really thick and I didn't buy enough curlers, so I'm just gonna see how this turns out. We shall see. So I might just be wearing curlers the entire time because I am preparing some things for Glish. If you do not know what Glish is Great Lolita International Scavenger Hunt, I believe. Let's see if I got that right. I am doing Glish with everyone is like sorted into a random team. And it started this week, and I signed up for like a ton of the prompts because I got really excited. Hopefully I'm able to actually do all of the prompts. I think I definitely can, but we are gonna find out if I'm able to actually do all of them because I signed up for 12. And it's only in a week that we have to do all these things. But I figured I can do like a lot of them with different prompts all together. Besides the point, we're going to be talking about coordinating because I'm going to be coordinating because I know that some of my viewers have stressed that they kind of get confused on it, and I know there's like tons of like advanced cording or like how to cord for Lolita videos, but I'm just gonna go over how I do it. I don't know if it's going to be helpful or what, but I'm just gonna go with the flow. So let's go for a classic cord. I'm gonna be doing the coordinates for what I'm gonna do for going to the library and reading the books, because I have a perfect thing in mind for it, and that's kind of the first step, is the fact that like I'm sure a lot of people will also relate to me with this, but I can just like envision like, oh, that's like the perfect theme for this prompt, or like the perfect theme for this event. So like I would also probably do this this dress that I have in mind with a museum coordinate, which I was going to do in the latest meetup that I went to, but it just ended up being too hot. But yeah, so a good way to kind of start off an outfit is like thinking about the theme of it for like wherever you're going. That's kind of like usually how I do it, in terms of like, it's not even like a thing that I'm purposefully thinking about, I just get excited about it. So and you don't even have to do that either, it's just however you're feeling. Like if you're feeling like, oh, this event would be perfect for a classic coordinate, but I'm really feeling sweet today, then just go for the sweet. And if you are feeling really sweet, but it's a classic theme and you're kind of wanting to lean more classic, go for a country coordinate, because and there are sweet classic, but I feel like country would be like the perfect mix between classic and sweet. It depends on the kind of classic that you're looking for though, obviously, but I find that that's a really good middle ground, especially in the summertime. I usually go for like country coordinates because I think it's perfect for the summertime. So I'm gonna stop rambling and I'm going to get out the dress that I'm talking about. Okie dokie, so this is the dress that I selected. It is Delflata from Innocent World, not the famous one, the other one. I actually already put a blouse underneath this because I feel like this blouse pairs really well with it. And here's where the thing's gonna confuse people, because a lot of the time in like these advanced coordinating videos, this would be a huge no-no, I think, for a lot of people, because this brown is not actually the same brown as this. And this cream, this like tan, is not like the same. And here's where I'm going to say it is not an issue, because and I'm sure that these coordinating videos also go into it, But the best and quickest solution to that, if you're really hung up about those things, is find accessories or other parts of your element that's going to match this, because it will not stand out to you then. Personally, I think that this ribbon is like close enough and small enough to where it wouldn't matter if you didn't pull in this exact brown into the outfit, but I digress. Honestly too, if you have a wig that's that color, that would probably also work really well with bringing in that color scheme. I think that's like, I know that like suites do that, like OTT suites do that with the colorful wigs. I know that's not really as common anymore, but classics and, I mean, gothics are always going to have black or white or whatever, but classics don't fret. If there is a brown that does not match, get yourself a brown wig, blonde wig, whatever. That will, because honestly, that's enough to really pull it in my opinion. Because you kind of always, this is a good thing to remember. When I was in art school and you're learning to draw from like a still life, the best way to go about it to make sure that you're doing things properly and it's looking right is to always step back and look at the grand scheme of what you're drawing, because it's really easy to focus in on a small detail and constantly trying to get it right. Like for instance, trying to get this brown exactly the right color brown for this. And when you step back, you'll realize it doesn't even, you can't even tell, and it doesn't look bad. It actually looks pretty decent. So it's more about looking at the grand scheme of things. If it doesn't match exactly the right color or exactly the right theme or the exact lace or whatever you're going off of, step back at it, look at it, and think, does the whole entire outfit actually like look cohesive and together? Because that's usually going to be your answer for those things. That's the best analogy I can give you. So yeah, but if you are somebody who is worried about that, I'm going to go into further how to kind of balance out a different color. So first of all, with headwear, and this is kind of where I bring up the wig suggestion. So like my hair actually, my natural color hair matches this brown pretty decently, I would say. It's pretty close. So honestly, wearing my natural hair would honestly be like a good thing if that's like your hair color similar to this and you want to achieve that. But personally, I really love my dark brown wig with this, because another solution that I find is because I have a lot of natural colors, like natural tones, and I'm not like over the top sweet, so I don't I can't really give you advice on the whole like matching saxes and things like that, but I think it can translate pretty well if you're really worried. Like I say before, always go back to the basics, go back to natural tones, because you can't really ever fail with that. So I'm going to pair this with my dark brown wig normally, but I'm curling my hair and I'm gonna try that out too, and we'll see how that goes. But this is the dark brown wig I normally do. If you've watched my videos before, you would probably see this wig often, but this is a very dark colored wig, especially because I have a black headbow or a headdress that I made recently on it, so it really darkens it up. And that's again kind of, wearing darker tones or lighter tones is going to light up or darken up your coordinate or whatever piece that you're wearing it on. So keep that in mind, because that can be a useful tool and it can also be a harmful tool. So just keep that in mind with things, because like for instance with this, it kind of blends in. So, and obviously with your natural hair, it's, you know, I'm not saying to get a wig or whatever like that and that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that if you're somebody who is very particular about those things, keep that in mind. If you really want to like have a specific item stand out, I would not recommend wearing like a dark hair color with a dark headdress, because it's going to easily blend. And even like my hair, that's more of like a very light brown, and some people say dirty blonde or blonde, it can still blend in really well. So that's why I really want to get like a platinum colored wig, because I really want that to stand out. But in this regard, I really liked pairing this wig with this outfit because of the different colors of brown that come out. See how like with just this right here, it looks almost like it's a black wig. You put it up, look at just the brown like this, put it against this brown, it's like it lightened in color, brightened it up and lightened it up, and it's kind of crazy that it happens like that. So keep that in mind with things, because that's always like a good thing to look at. Besides the hair color, look at what kind of head accessories we're gonna use, right? I have only a few options that I can wear with this because I don't have that many headdresses or anything like that. I lack in those things, but I digress. So I have two headpieces that I would like to wear with this outfit. So the easiest one here is the head bow that goes with this dress. Innocent World Delflauda head bow. This cream color on it, that's not actually the same color as the tan color on the dress, which, funny enough, matches perfectly with the blouse, which it doesn't really matter all too much because who's gonna see it that much. However, if you're wearing a dark wig, that will be visible. So it's actually really handy if I decided to wear the dark wig. So don't feel like wearing the head bow that goes for the dress is like too easy, because remember that this is made to be coordinated with the dress. It's literally specifically made to be cohesive. The other thing I have is this little half bonnet that I love a lot. It's really cute, but as you can see, it is not the same color as any of these, really. It's similar to the ribbon one, but if you look close, it is not actually the same color. This is why I say it doesn't really matter too much if you're when you're in these situations, because here's the thing. You bring in more colors, more tones of brown, it doesn't really matter too much. Unless you're like piling brown on brown, then it can get kind of yucky. Just like if you were trying to wear a full black outfit and all the blacks don't match, then it's going to be pretty evident. But if you're wearing like a black skirt, a white blouse, and then a black head bow, and the blacks don't really match perfectly, it will not be obvious because you separated them. So to the naked eye, it looks fine. And especially if I was wearing my natural hair color, there's enough like variation in the browns for it to flow nicely. And then legwear. The legwear, honestly, is up to you in terms of what you're most comfortable with. But if you want to go easy mode, I say that in the sense of like you don't have to think about it too much, go with a plain tight. Okay, so tights are, in my opinion, the best for somebody who struggles with coordinating. And if you don't either and you just want to wear something that's easy and simple. And I say tights, not meaning the printed tights. Obviously you can get printed tights, but depending on the design, it's going to be more complex. But here's the thing. I bought these tights for a different dress, actually. And they look almost like they're like a nude nylon. They're honestly just exactly like this color when you put them on. So they're actually kind of a dark brown. And the funny thing is it was supposed to be like much more of like a rich brown, not so desaturated. But it didn't really matter too much because it matches this color, this like desaturated brown in the dress pretty well. And obviously when you put it together like this, it's kind of like, no, it doesn't. It does not match that because it doesn't match exactly or whatever. But you'll see when I put this on, it will blend really well because you have so many variations in brown that it just goes pretty well together. So that worked out for me to get just like a pair of brown tights. But you could actually go with like a nude color tight with this too. That's like this kind of color. And then you can get like a cream pair of tights like these, where it's more of like the blouse. And that will obviously go really well with this. And these Metamorphose OTKs that I have, I don't really own that many OTKs because I don't care for them all that much, but it's like a cream color and it has this like gold, this like golden brown, and sure there's like silver in it, but I'll show you how you could kind of tie that in. And yeah, there's black on it, but here's the thing. You can wear a higher, like a boot, like booties. I know that that was a little bit of a trend in the classic world for a minute. If you could cover these up with like booties or just taller boots, which really goes well with the classic look, in my opinion. So I could do this, but covering the black, and it matches pretty well with it. But I'm probably gonna go with the brown tights. But if I were to go with this and there's some silver in here and you want to pick that out, which you cannot actually see it all that well when you're wearing it, but if you wanted to pick that out, you could wear silver jewelry. But personally, when I'm wearing classic, I really like to wear gold jewelry just because I feel like it's way more classy and elegant. So, but you can do that too because there's gold in it. So silver and gold, everybody. Yeah. And on that note, we'll go into accessories, which I don't actually accessorize all too much because I just personally don't really like to, and that's fine. I know there's some people who have like sensory issues. That's totally fine, of course, to not wear that much. But yeah, I don't really care about wearing that many accessories because I just don't. And that's fine. You don't have to. Especially if you're not doing an over-the-top look, because if you're not doing an over-the-top look, then like there's literally no point in doing that. Okay, so I have tons of jewelry right here for you guys. I'm gonna give you kind of an example which I feel like some people might get a little bit confused with. So you know how I mentioned wearing silver jewelry? This doesn't really matter. I'm just brought out, I don't really have that many silver jewelry. I like gold jewelry a lot, so that's usually what I get. But this is a very like fancy necklace, sparkly silver necklace, and this can definitely be worn in Lolita, and it definitely can be worn in classic. But the thing here is that this is a very simple coordinate in comparison to this. And another thing too is that you already kind of have this necktie here, so wearing a necklace that is of this length won't really be seen, and it'll actually probably get tangled and stuff. And this blouse in general like isn't really necklace friendly in my opinion because there's just so much happening in this neck area that in my personal opinion, I think it looks better just left alone. But if you wanted to wear a necklace, honestly, I would suggest, oops, not me getting lipstick on my blouse. One second. Okay, anyways, sorry for the little intermission there, but I'm a klutz. Anyways, yeah, so I would probably just leave it alone because there's a lot going on. But like I was saying, you could wear a necklace that's lower, that kind of dangles like to around this area or even right here, because that's going to be a lot more evident. And I think it'd just be way more like a staple piece. But in that regard, if you did want to wear something more like jewelry, and there's a lot going on here and you have like a necktie, you can always use one of these, which is really cute. It's like a brooch, and that's if you want to make it more fancy. And to me, this already makes it a lot more like fancy looking rather than like a simple coordinate. This is more like, oh, simple library girl, librarian vibes. And you add this and it's like, oh, she's going to a night fancy dinner. I don't know. Another option would be pearls, because this color is very pearly and that kind of matches. But again, the pearls are just not long enough in my opinion. So and even if they were long pearls, I don't know, don't really care for it in this regard because of all of this happening. And long pearls I'm just not a fan of because they kind of remind me of like when I was younger and like wearing them for dress up. That's no hate on anybody who wears pearls, but like for me personally, I don't know, I don't think it would match the vibe here. And then what I always go to for my favorite jewelry to wear in Lolita is crosses. I love crosses so much. I think they're just so pretty. And it's like a very like intricate thing, but like so like small, or I don't know, I just feel like they're such a cute thing to like add. But again, I feel like this one, for example, it's a little bit too much, like a little too much. I apologize for my nails. It's a little too much for this coordinate. I mean, it's not terrible, but it is a red. But again, in this, if you put this on here, it kind of looks more brownish because it is like a deeper red and it kind of reflects off of the brown. So you can make it work like a mahogany kind of look. And if you're gonna do that, I would suggest getting something like this, like a red earring look. I'm sorry, I have a terrible video quality and everything like that, but it matches. It's like gold and actually has a little silver in it, so that would match perfectly with that. Or you could do something with a more simple cross, and this is one of my favorite everyday crosses to wear. It has this very cute little rose in it and it's pink, but if I don't want the pink to show, I just flip it over so it's just all gold. And I think that would match really well with this too if you wanted to do something like that. And then for like the earrings for that, I'd do something more just like all gold. Or you could even do like a pearl earring if you were gonna do a pearl moment. And for rings, I have gold rings. This one is like a ring that I got from my grandmother. It's very, very like, it's very pretty, but it's still simplified, you know, like it's not extravagant. And it doesn't, basically what I'm trying to say in this is that like you do not have to have over the top accessories to look extravagant. You can look extravagant with simple things. It is not something to look down upon. And then this is a homemade ring that I got as a gift from somebody in high school jewelry class. So this is more like a brassy color, which I think matches really well with this kind of look because it's kind of like rustic, foresty vibes. So that is what I would go for with wearing this coordinate. And for shoes, you could do something like a simple brown Mary Jane, or even white tea parties if you wanted to do something like that, or you could do a brown bootie or a brown lace-up boot. I'm gonna try putting these pictures that I have examples of right there. But for me personally, I'm going to wear these bodyline scallop brown shoes because, again, dark brown goes kind of with the color scheme if I was wearing the dark wig, but it's brown. It still kind of goes with everything and just variation. When you step back, it'll look good. So I'm gonna put this on, show you guys what it looks like, and that'll be the completion of this video. Never usually plan my coordinates out that much because I ended up throwing and making decisions last second because I'm a mess, but this is kind of the process I would go through. Sorry the fact that I'm wearing rollers this entire time, but hopefully the curls will look cute in this next shot. And if not, I'll be wearing the wig. All right, see you.
Okay, starting off the look, I did a simple makeup look. I did brown eyeshadow to match the colors in the whole outfit and a simple winged eyeliner. I also did an orangey red lipstick on my lips, same with the blush, an orangish red color. I also did a darker brown eyeshadow under my waterline to make my eyes pop a bit more. For my hair, it's just in the curly state from the curlers. I wish it was a little curlier, but it's still pretty good for now. For the headwear, I went with the matching head bow, and as you can see, the cream color I mentioned is seen well on my natural hair, so that was really cool to see. For the jewelry, I found this book charm to put on a gold chain to match the library theme for the cord. I think it still gets a bit hidden underneath the ribbon tie, but it's still really cute. I also put the brassy rose ring on, and I think it matches the look all together really well. And for the legwear, I did the brown tights I showed to go to the simple and easy route. I think it matches really well. And then for the shoes, I did the bodyline brown scallop Oxford heels, which really gives me librarian vibes. And then again, another variation of brown. And then I also wore this Eco Susie leather bag for all my outfits that I made in this video. I think it just matches the theme and the color scheme really well, and that's the first look. Okay, so in this look, I basically kept everything the same, but I changed the legwear and footwear, and I did the little ivory colored tights, and I changed the footwear to these little Oxford low heels, which are all just brown, and I think it goes really well with the kind of forest vibe. And then this is just the ivory tights with the darker brown bodyline Oxford heels, and I think it works really well too. I actually think I prefer this one over the low heels because I think it brings out the ivory a lot more and it just makes it a lot more cohesive. Okay, and then I decided to do the brown headdress, the half bonnet that I told you guys about earlier. The details are amazing and the creams really blend well with the whole outfit. It also has this brown ribbon tie in the bottom which matches the blouse. The gold earrings, of course, I really love them. And then I added the brooch in the position that I told you guys earlier in the video. I think it makes it a little bit more fancy. And then this is the whole look together. I'm wearing the low Oxford heels this time with the short socks, and I think it goes a lot better with the shorter socks than the longer or tights. And that's just pairing it with the bag, of course. And then the last combination is just the short socks with the bodyline scallop shoes, and I really like this look a lot too. Honestly, I think this is my favorite, and I think this is what I'm gonna go for the Glish photo shoot that I'm going to be doing at the library. I'm really excited to do it. So yeah, thank you for coordinating with me.
Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I really hope this was helpful. Subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more. I totally would love to do more of this series. Like, I would totally love to do one for old school Lolita fashion, as that's what I predominantly do. But classic is still something that I love, and I do own a lot of classic pieces, so that's kind of why I decided to do this first, especially because of the Glish competition. But hopefully this is helpful for anybody who is maybe not even a classical Lolita, but just in general. But if you are interested in me doing something for old school or for any of the substyles, because I kind of dabble in all of them, let me know down below, and also let me know what you think of this video, and if any of the tips that I do are helpful for you or that you do yourself. Anything like that, just let us know down below. Yeah, thank you so much for watching. See you guys later. Bye.